Good morning, warriors. Fernando here, God's prepared warrior, and welcome to Thursday. We have surpassed the hump day mark, and we are now traveling toward the weekend. So praise the Lord for that. Hopefully, you guys are going to be having a weekend rest, and for us, it's going to be work still because we'll be opening the coffee trailer this weekend and working the coffee trailer. So today I want to continue talking about the spiritual side of preparation. I think it's important. For a good while now, we've been talking about the practical side of preparedness, and I would love to now kind of shift. We kind of already moved into that realm of spiritual preparedness. And so I really want to continue that because I think we need that. We need to keep our world in prayer, right? I won't be talking about any of the things that are happening today, but definitely us warriors need to get together and pray for what is happening, right? Today, I want to talk to you guys about stewardship. Now, in probably the majority of my videos, you hear me talking about stewardship really, really lightly. And so I kind of want to bring a stewardship to the forefront because I think this is one of the most overlooked aspects of preparedness. And just kind of unpacked what stewardship is. And, because we do really well, right? Collecting, gear, food, all that good stuff. But today I want to talk about stewardship. Stewardship is all about managing the resources that God has entrusted you with, right? And to be able to have those things and utilize them wisely before emergencies ever arise, right? Biblical stewardship teaches us that everything that we have ultimately belongs to God, right? Our money, our time, our homes, our families, our supplies are all gifts that we are called to manage. God has given us those things, and He's called us to manage them responsibly, right? Preparation, when done properly, is not driven by fear, right? You hear me say that a lot. It is actually driven by faithful stewardship, right? Good stewardship begins with budgeting, right? This is so important. Why? Why, Fernando? Why is budgeting so important? Because a prepared warrior knows where their money is going, right? A prepared warrior makes intentional decisions about how it is spent, right? It's not like we nilly-willy go around just blowing money here and there because we have it, right? But we make intentional decisions about how that gift that has been given to us is spent, right? So when you control your finances, instead of your finances controlling you, you create the margin needed to prepare for the unexpected, right? Especially if it hits really close to home, whatever that looks like. Another key part of stewardship is debt reduction, right? Debt limits freedom, and it increases vulnerability during hard times. So the less debt you carry, the more resilient your household becomes when financial pressure or disruption comes, right? Stewardship also applies directly to your preparedness supplies, right? Preparation does not mean hoarding, doesn't mean acting out in panic. It means building supplies gradually, right? And responsibly. And then also maintaining what you have, right? If you store it properly, it lasts longer, right? If you continue to top it off, right, whatever that is, it'll last. You'll have a constant flow of whatever that resource is, and it makes sure that it remains usable, right? This is where rotation becomes important, for food storage, medical supplies, it's important for that. Batteries, you have to rotate those things too as well. And just equipment, should be checked regularly. You hear me saying that all the time, right? You always will hear me say, practice a lights out night, or, things like that, right? Practice with your preps, right? So use what you store and replace it before it expires, right? That's a really good thing. A wise steward keeps, their supplies ready rather than letting them just kind of waste away on the shelf, and that's important. God's prepared warriors understand that preparedness is not about excess. It's about faithful management. That's why we're talking about this today, because it's faithfully managing the things that God has given to you to manage, right? And when you practice stewardship, you strengthen your household, for tomorrow. That's what it does, right? 1 Corinthians 4:2 reminds us, this is a great reminder, that moreover it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. You see, being faithful, that's important. You have to be faithful with what God has given you. Preparation, done through stewardship, honors Him, right? And it strengthens your family. I think this is just one of the most overlooked keys of preparedness when it comes to spiritual preparedness is stewardship, right? Because all of the things that we have, we know where they come from, and they come from the Lord, right? All good blessings come from the Lord. So if your family is your blessing, they came from the Lord. All of the things that you have, the roof over your head, the vehicle you get to drive, all of that, the Lord has blessed you with that, and has put you in a place to be able to own and have those things. Not a lot of people have that kind of stuff. And so it's important for you to know that if you have something, if you have a roof over your head, if you have a vehicle to drive, that's a blessing from the Lord. And you should honor Him in that, being a good steward to the things that He has given to you. All right, guys, this is Thursday's video. I hope that you have a great Thursday. Be blessed out there. Stay safe. Remember, stay vigilant and stay prepared, because guess what? We're in the thick of it. God bless you guys, and hope you have a great Thursday. Hope to see you on the next video. See you later.